I'm Juliet. I'm a baker. I train as an industrial designer, and I run a project called the Bread Companion. We run events which aim to teach people how to make their own food, how to eat normally. When I was a designer, I was always interested in kind of production and how things are produced and what that impacts, like how that impacts society basically. And then I started being really interested in food, because food is quite similar to design in quite a lot of ways, especially to do with things like production, and it does kind of impact everything. It impacts environment. So I was kind of interested in kind of marrying those things together really. The supper club came out of wanting to do something to do with food that would make people interested in waste, especially after Christmas, because obviously it's quite a wasteful time. It's a very nice time of year, but it's very wasteful. So we started looking at what can you eat that you don't usually eat, and obviously after Christmas there's lots of Christmas trees that are left in the streets. We thought, can you eat Christmas trees? Are there, what can you do with them rather than just throwing them in the bin? And actually you can. There's lots of different things you can do with them, and lots of different evergreens have lots of different flavours. So spruce is already kind of vanilla-y flavour, kind of citrusy flavour. Then you've got fir, which is zesty, quite appley. Pine's quite creamy. Juniper, it's already eaten. People use it for gin or jams. So kind of like playing on those sorts of flavours as well. So that's kind of where the idea came from. It was kind of like to teach people, or to kind of make people aware of waste, but through food, because I think people will think about things when they're eating something, basically. So the first course, the starter, was quite inspired by Nordic kind of cooking. So we cured some salmon, and we used fir. We used Douglas fir, Northern fir, because those two evergreens have a very sort of zesty, appley flavour, and we thought that would work really nicely with fresh flavours of lemon, salt, to make the cure. So that's why we chose that particular tree for that particular course. And then we also pickled some vegetables in spruce and a lot of fir. So again, you're kind of playing with those zesty sort of flavours. But this is sort of something that I reappropriated from stuffed mushrooms. These have got a stuffing which is made of pine nuts, sourdough, pistachios and butter. And quite a lot of these recipes I sort of took with inspiration mainly from two places, from Southern Europe and the Middle East. So they do a lot of things with pine, and also kind of more Nordic countries. So the starter is quite Scandinavian. For the main course, we've done a pulled lamb juniper dish, as well as a squash and juniper dish for vegetarians. And those flavours, I kind of was quite surprised that gin worked quite well with lamb. But then we paired that with pine smoked cauliflower, a pine nut couscous, which is quite heavy on the pine nuts actually, so it's kind of not you're eating. It's quite a creamy dish. So the tahini, sultanas, mint, and then we've got some pistachio and pine nut stuffed mushrooms. And those are quite Southern European, Middle Eastern flavours, and they work really nicely with pine, especially because those cultures do quite a lot with pine nuts. So that's kind of why we wanted to use pine mainly for that course. And then dessert, we've got a blue spruce ice cream with a chocolate and pine nut brownie chocolate and peanut brownie comes from Italy, so it's already quite a traditional Italian recipe. But the blueberries ice cream is something that we just made up. Just works really nicely. It's got quite a vanilla-y taste, so it feels like you're eating vanilla ice cream, but actually you're not. You're just eating blueberries. It's quite unusual. And then for the cheese course, we've got juniper jam with a lot of juniper in it. It's quite heavy on the juniper with some cherry. And then we've got an apple and fir Douglas. It's an apple and Douglas fir membrillo, which is a Spanish set jam. Mm-hmm. And then we've paired that with 2 cheeses, so a cheddar and a yarg. The cheddar's quite tangy, so it works quite well with the sweetness of the cherry and juniper jam. And then the yarg is quite mild, so it works quite well with the sort of appliness of the membrillo. I mean, I do a lot of Middle Eastern cooking, and I think it's because I've grown up with sort of Cypriot background, so that's kind of what I know. I really enjoyed them. That's the most important thing. Like, I think, like, yeah, I want people to think about things, and that's kind of what I set out to do with my project. But like, the most important thing is that it's delicious. That is what's important, because it's food, and it has to be. And if you're going somewhere, you want it to be a nice experience. So you don't want to just think about things all the time about how much you're wasting. Like, it's got to be tasty. So that's kind of the most important thing for me. That it's nice. That it tastes nice.